Hello everyone! Recently, the Azerite Snake got nerfed, and it's only a temporary one, but the dev team is going to make the wrong one when it comes to the first patch in around a week from now. And here's why. First of all, for anyone who doesn't know, Excavate is a very fun and very good way of generating cards throughout a game for like a slower control-based deck. It is incredibly fun and rewarding, and it has one major problem. 4 mana legendaries. The reason how come that the 4 mana legendaries are a problem is because of how powerful they all are. Each one, if added back into your hand, is insane value. The reason how come the Azerite Snake was so strong is because it allowed you to kill your opponent by playing it, dealing 10, healing 10, adding it back into your hand, and then you can do it again next turn and then again next turn. And let's just quickly look at Hearthstone replay. Not an Excavate deck, not Excavate, not Excavate, all of the Excavate decks are worse except for one. The Priest just didn't get anything good, and Control is not good in how fast the current meta is. But every other Excavate deck has a negative win rate. And earlier, I'm not sure what Shamans were doing, they had like 49.5. So closer to 50. The Azerite problem is the fact that they get played multiple times and then give you infinite value after you get to the first one. The Azerite Snake allowed you to kill your opponent after you get the snake once. The Azerite Rat I've seen bounced around numerous times because it's very good at bringing back the Primus. And the Azerite Scorpion is just too slow because it requires you to excavate 8 times before you can really bounce it back to your hand to get its full value. The Azerite Ox gives you pretty good random win conditions because warriors don't really have one except for Armor Warrior, and the Azerite Scorpion's biggest problem is the fact that they have to excavate 8 times before they're able to make those 4 random spells that they get cost nothing. Otherwise, they'd be bouncing it back to their hand the first turn they get it. Now, here is the fix for making the Azerite creatures better. Make it so they can't be added back into your hand, no matter what. Don't allow them to be brewed back into your hand. Don't let Celestial Projection or Zola add a golden copy to your hand. Don't let it be shadow stepped. Don't let it get any way that you can return it to your own hand. If you do this, then it may sound weird, the Azerite Scorpion doesn't need to be excavated 8 times for it to be powerful enough anymore. Because Warlock is all around bouncing a card back to their hand. Now they have to focus on the Excavate Battlecry minions that they have. And if they focus on these with their bounce arounds, their shadow steps, their brewmasters, then it won't be as powerful because they have to do it 4 times every time to get 4 random spells, which cost 0. It would be a hard nerf to all of them, but they're all incredibly powerful beasts, and they're being held back by the fact that they were pushing so hard, adding more brewmasters, or adding more ways of returning them into your hand over the past 3 expansions. If you all disagree with this, or feel like you have anything you'd like to say, please feel free to do it down below. Hearthstone has had some very weird rules added to the game, like not being able to discover Titans, not being able to discover 3 rune cards on Death Knight. Now, the big fix is not being able to bounce back Azerite beasts. This should be the new rule. And if they do this change, and make it so that none of the beasts can be returned to your hand, they could remove the nerf of making it 6 mana, make it so that way this one doesn't have to be excavated 8 times, and yeah, it would just make the Azerite beasts in general more playable. Thank you all for watching, and have a nice night.